are listening to The Radiator, and now begins Rocket Shop Radio Hour at Big Heavy World. I'm your host, Abby BK, and with us in the studio today, we have Joseph Henry and Nick Brody. But before we kick things off, we have a special song to start out, so I'll let those two take it away. Joseph Henry, everyone. We'll let these two settle back in after this fun little intro here. All right. So do you want to tell us a little bit of a background as to why you chose to play the national anthem and what the story behind that is for you?
Of course. So it was spring 2023, and I was graduating high school. Mm-hmm. And my school did a bit of a competition to see who could come up with, a cool way to perform the national anthem at our graduation. And I came up with a bit of a rendition, kind of inspired by, the classic Jimi Hendrix version a little bit. I looked at some other performances as well, combined it together. Chris Stapleton's performance at the Super Bowl that February was very inspirational for it. And I did it, with the kind of the 80s sort of hair. I got selected at first, I should say. I did it at the graduation, totally went metal on my guitar, and I did it, and it went really viral when I posted on social media. And that's what got me started being more of a professional musician and making a lot of content about guitar and 80s stuff and country stuff. So that's kind of what started it all. So that's why it's very special to me.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And what a great way to get started too with a viral video, right? So tell us a little bit more about how you started out in music and how you learned guitar and how long you've been playing and performing.
Yeah. So my family, especially my dad's side, a lot of musicians there, and there's always a guitar around the house. So one day I just, I heard some AC/DC and I was like, oh, I gotta play this. Started learning from some tabs. Took a break for a few years, but then I heard Nothing But a Good Time by Poison. I watched the music video. Again, big 80s guy if you couldn't tell. And then I tried to do it again. Started taking some lessons, watched some YouTube videos, and now I'm mostly self-taught. But I started to sing as well, and now we're here.
Awesome.
And Nick, you wanna?
Yeah.
I've been playing music since I was 5. I started on piano, and then even though I'm from New York City, I got really heavy into bluegrass and country, and so got myself a nice good acoustic. Joseph's playing my guitar today, and then I also got myself a Telecaster, and so like between Tony Rice and Clarence White and a few other really cool players, I got like super into it. And at the same time, I was playing jazz, and now I just kind of do everything, and it's a lot of fun. Really happy to be here, drive Joseph around.
Yeah.
I get pampered.
Right.
And me and Nick and I are in a band we just started called Bless Your Heart, and we play mostly rock and country and sort of that mix. And we should hope to be around Burlington and Vermont as well. So keep an eye out for us.
Yeah, super fun. And so, Joseph, you're originally from Georgia, I
Yes.
think you said off air. So, what is both of your Vermont origin story? What brought you here to Vermont?
Well, I had some family that went to school here, and I came up here for a vacation a few times, and I just fell in love with the state. Great outdoors here, and really just nice vibe. Just it's so nice. I'm still getting used to the winters.
They're a little brutal. They're a little brutal.
They're a little brutal, but
Especially for a southern boy like yourself.
yeah, for
Yeah.
the southern boy, you know.
Yeah, we thought spring was here. It was like 40 degrees the other day. Now it's back to 20 degrees. So even I'm unhappy about that.
Yeah.
Joseph embraces it well though. He wears shorts like year round.
I did put on my spring break fit yesterday when it was like 60 in Middlebury where
Okay.
we're from. Yeah,
Oh, wow.
it was like wow.
Yeah, yeah. And what brought you to Vermont, Nick, from New York?
I got some family up near Lake Memphremagog, and so like Vermont's always been on my radar, and it's such a beautiful state, and I've always just kind of like wanted to get out of the city.
Yeah.
Like I love being in the country and like all different parts of that, and so finding a place where I could pursue my education, but also like be in such a great, beautiful state with such great people. I've met like the people who actually live here are so awesome.
And the music scene here is great.
Yeah.
Really good local scene. Musicians here really care for each other. A lot of good community. Really like that too.
Yeah, totally. And how did you two like originally meet and start collabing? Like, what is your origin story of the two of you?
Well, I think we were at a club fair at school, and Nick just kind of came up to me. I was running one of the booths, and he's like, "Oh, you're Joseph," and I'm like, "How do you know who I am?" And then he's like, "Oh, like I saw some of your videos." I was like, "Oh, great!" And then kind of just
Yeah, we there's like an open mic thing at Middlebury every Wednesday, and Joseph was like, we should play it, and I like learned the song that he wanted to do like in 20 minutes. He's like, oh, he's cool, like let's play together more, and
I was impressed by his country chops on guitar. I was like, whoa,
Yeah,
there's a country guy here.
very fun. Yeah. And it seems like you've also found some other bandmates. So are they also from Middlebury and school, or did you find them just like in the community?
They're all at school,
Yeah.
and one's from New York, one's from Boston, and it's just really cool. A lot of good musicians there.
Yeah, very fun. Awesome. Well, we would love to hear your first original song. So what have you got for us?
So this is a song released under Joseph Henry in September 2024. It's called That Angel. It's a cool like summer vibey song, but it's got some good country rock. It's a rock. It rocks, but it's very it's got a cool summer vibe.
well, I mean, I play steel on the intro, so
Yeah, it is. It was Nick's debut as a steel player, so pretty cool.
Nice.
Okay.
Bob's over here fixing a mic.
yeah. No, we appreciate
you.
it.
All right, let's hear That Angel.
I saw an angel fall from the sky last night. the end of an older road in the fading light. I can't forget how she looked back as she walked away. With a wave of her hand, she brought the light of day. Be my lady, you got a man. I'm free tonight and you have no plans. Give it a try if you're ready for me. You know what to do and you know where to be. I fell in love with an angel, and that angel looks a lot like you. I fell in love with an angel. Yeah, you're making all my dreams come true. I saw an angel driving by the lake last night. She rolled down a Cadillac's window and said, take the next ride. We went down to the water and sat on that tailgate. I asked her if she'd stay forever, hoping that heaven could wait. Be my lady, you've got a man. I'm free tonight and you have no plans. Give it a try if you're ready for me. You know what to do and you know where to be. I fell in love with an angel, and that angel looks a lot like you. I fell in love with an angel. Yeah, you're making all my dreams come true. Cast from heaven with a smile on her face. Too perfect for heaven and too good for this place. I fell in love with an angel, and that angel looks a lot like you. I fell in love with an angel. Yeah, you're making all my dreams come true. Yeah, I fell in love with an angel, and that angel looks a lot like you. I fell in love with an angel. Yeah, you're making all my dreams come true. Yeah, you're making all my dreams come true. Yeah, you're making all my dreams come true.
That Angel by Joseph Henry. So tell us a little bit more about like when you started writing original music too, and yeah, also like how you, these days you're differentiating like your solo project from the band that you're now doing.
Yeah. I started writing music probably like 2020, right about when the pandemic hit. And I got some audio equipment that, you know, like Logic GarageBand that let me put some of my ideas down in recorded form. And, you know, obviously, I'm sure as it is for everyone, I was not a natural talent. I had to work, and I'm still getting there. But it's fun. You know, it's a great way to not just let out feelings, but to capture a certain feeling that can relate to other people. And that's what I really like about it. And I draw on a lot of my experience growing up in Georgia and just ideas that I have. But yeah, always looking to improve. We just started, I mean, Nick and I have been playing now for about a year together, but I've always loved country as well, and Nick is a country expert. We're actually taking a country music class
cool.
with Professor Nash at Middlebury. He's really good, and we're enjoying that. But we started writing more country rock, bringing a little bit of my 80s vibe to it.
Yeah.
But we work really well together, both outside of music and in music, and it really is a pleasure to work with Nick.
It's a pleasure to work with you as well, Joseph.
Yeah, we have fun. That's
Yeah.
really what matters, you know.
Yeah, so at school, are you both studying music as your main focus?
No, we're actually both poli-sci majors.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Which is, it's kind of weird, but
Yeah.
we spend pretty much any time we're not like reading John Locke or Socrates. Like if we're not like doing political philosophy, we're probably playing music,
Nice. Yeah.
or I'm like slipping on ice.
Yeah, every time we walk somewhere, Nick likes to walk not on the sidewalk, and it's very odd. But I really can't explain it.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit more about like the release of your music. So you've had a few singles that you released recently. Are you still recording on your own? Are you like, what's your production process look like these days?
So for Joseph Henry, for my solo stuff, I do a lot of guitar work in advance. I just like to layer a lot of guitar ideas. I'll write a song. I have some songs co-written with some friends back in Georgia, and I'll just kind of just go through them, see what I like, take which parts I like, and combine them together. But for Bless Your Heart, we've done 2 songs now. At Middlebury, there's this thing called J-Term where it's a kind of a mini semester, and it's a great time you're only taking 1 class basically. So
wow.
there's a lot of time to do music outside of your academics, and we just locked in. Went to the studio we actually run the recording studio at Middlebury, so
sweet.
kind of got exclusive access sometimes.
No, other people can use it.
Of course. But we live right next to it too.
Nice, yeah.
And we just would walk over there.
Yeah. On all our records, we play everything you hear. So like I play drums and bass, and sometimes Joseph also plays bass, but he plays it with a pick, so it doesn't really count. And so pretty much everything on our records we just record like 100 feet away from our dorm, and it's been a lot of fun. I think probably the difference, I mean, I don't want to speak for you, but between like your solo like process and our process is like we do a lot more stuff like live, like drums live, and like like no programming and stuff like that.
Yeah. I really am a big digital fan, and Nick always gets mad at me for liking to use amp VSTs and drum samples, but it's been good. Nick has been teaching me how to be a more organic musician.
Yeah.
So it's good.
Well, that's awesome that you have access to the studio. I remember like some of my best friends when I was in college, it was the same vibe that they worked in the studio. So it's great that you can have that in and like use that space. Definitely makes things a lot easier. So tell us a little bit more about like the music that you just released not too long ago. Are you planning on releasing any more music? Is there anything in the works?
Well, I will let Nick explain our song we just released as Bless Your Heart.
Yeah.
So the song we just released is called 6'3". The parentheses ripped as fuck. And it's a song I wrote probably a year ago on an airplane. And it's a really funny chorus, and I've been like playing it acoustic for probably about a year. And then Joseph's like, "Oh, we should record this full band stuff." So had to arrange it and all, but I was really happy how it turned out. And anytime we play it live, everyone like by the last time we sing it is like singing the chorus along with us, and it's just a great fun band song as well.
Oh yeah, it's hilarious. Nick wrote a great song. The crowd really likes it.
Yeah. Very fun.
And our second song, which we will be playing later tonight, is coming out on Friday.
Oh wow!
And
okay.
it's St. Patrick's Day themed. It's about feeling lucky.
Okay, yeah.
And we'll get to that later. Sorry, to get too ahead of ourselves.
Yeah. So, is that one from your solo project?
No, it's also Bless Your
that's
Heart.
also the band. Okay.
For Joseph Henry, I'll probably be releasing sometime in April.
Okay, sweet. Yeah.
I've been making a lot of super like Boys of Summer-ish, sort of very vibey, reverby 80s stuff. And
lots of chorus.
Lots of chorus on the electric guitar, and it'll be something like that.
Yeah. So how do you kind of like since you're both working with like different instruments and also on like different types of styles of music and whatnot, like do you feel like your different projects that you work on kind of inform each other, or do you kind of like keep them solidified, I guess, in their own genre and vibe?
I feel like there's definitely some overlap. I'm always trying to maybe subconsciously interject more 80s and rock stuff, and Nick shows like, hey, like we're also a country band, but it's a really nice blend. Like even if there's some like original disagreement over like what instrument to add, the creative tension is always there, and we got a good product out of it.
Yeah. Anything to add to that, Nick?
Yeah, I mean, I think for my personal music, I probably am like a little separate, just because my like main stuff I do besides play guitar with Joseph is either like play drums for other people or play bluegrass, and that's like just kind of a different world. You know, standing around one mic, doing a lot of choreography. But I still think that there's a lot of overlap. Like I learned to sing harmony doing that stuff, and I tried to bring that with some success over to Bless Your Heart stuff.
Yeah, very cool. Well, we would love to hear your second song, so go on ahead.
Yeah, so this one is called Fantasy Girl. This is my most 80s song to date, very, very 80s. But I try, there's, in the recorded version, there's a bit of a rap part. And I took some inspiration from kind of the poppy trap sort of thing. It's very, very interesting. I don't know anything about trap, but I just tried to do it. And my good friend, Guitar by Emily, who's another content creator, helped me like get the inspiration for it, and she was thankfully able to be on the cover for it. And you know, she is a really good fit for that. So thank you, Emily, if you're watching this. But yeah, let's do it. Here she comes from out my dream, jumping right out of the screen. We can hang around until the lights go down. Whoa, I wanna live in your fantasy, yeah. Whoa, let's go back in time and leave this world behind. I don't need a time machine. I believe what I have seen. When you take me away back to the golden age. Whoa, I wanna live in your fantasy, yeah. Whoa, let's go back in time and leave this world behind. She's got a vintage shirt and some ripped up jeans, a bleached denim jacket with Vans on the soles, long teased hair, got the classic grace. She's out of this world, she's from a heavenly place. Whoa, I wanna live in your fantasy, yeah. Whoa, let's go back in time and leave this world behind. Whoa, I wanna live in your fantasy, yeah. Whoa, let's go back in time and leave this world behind.
Fantasy Girl. So one question that I always love asking musicians that come in here is, how does music come to you? So what does that like process look like for you? What comes first, like a tune, a guitar riff? I'm curious how that works for both of you.
Usually, you know, it's really, I don't know if many other people experience this, but I'll usually get my vocal melodies from noodling on guitar. I'll just be doing, you know, like Fantasy Girl was definitely, you know, kind of like, and I was like, oh, okay. And then I really like, you know, different sort of pictures in my mind. Like I like to take things like maybe like a summer night and just imagine all the different feelings that come from it, and then just try to put that back into the vibe of the song.
Yeah. How about you, Nick?
For me, I normally write lyrics first, and then I always have like a bunch of ideas about music that are kicking around my head, or like
Mm-hmm.
I'll like record on my phone, and then I'll try to work those lyrics into those ideas, pretty much.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, it's always different for everyone. So it obviously differs between the two of you.
Yeah, I mean, I think we write very differently in very different types of songs. Like,
But it's good.
Yeah.
Because I specialize mostly in the music and stuff, and Nick focuses on the lyrics, and
Yeah.
it comes together pretty well.
Yeah. Yeah, that was kind of my follow-up question is like the collaborative process. So, obviously with like your solo project, that's more, I'm sure, like your identity and you're bringing
Yeah.
more to it. But with some of like the, collaborative projects that you both do, like what does that look like? Like who's kind of bringing what piece and like, how do you work together to get to that final product?
Well, it's interesting because we're both, really into guitar.
Mm-hmm.
So that's both of our main instruments. So we really like to kind of bring each of our styles. I'm more into like doing rock stuff, and Nick will always bring in country stuff. But we understand each genre well enough to where it blends together.
Mm-hmm.
And then again, I'm really into the harmony. Nick's really good at the lyrics, and that usually is how it starts coming together.
Yeah.
I would say. Anything to add, Nick?
Yeah, no, I mean that's pretty much that. I mean, I think you are also like a really good arranger, Joseph. Like,
Oh, thank you.
like on a 777, like the drum part you wrote for me was super clutch. I appreciated that.
Cool. Thank you. I know it's samples, but we made it better.
Well,
I did.
well,
right.
I mean, I did play live drums on it, but Joseph originally
No,
had
there's samples.
Yeah.
there are no samples on the song.
Yeah, I feel like it can be helpful to like, have that idea and then you can play off of it and build upon it. So like how often are you finding yourself writing new material?
I've been in a bit of a rut recently. I have not had a lot of lyrics, especially, but I've just been really busy at school. But
Yeah.
Just I'll pick up the guitar and it'll be like, oh, like that's probably, I was coming up with this riff recently. It's like. So I've been working on trying to find something to do with that.
Yeah.
But
I mean, that sounds beautiful. So,
thank you.
yeah. And like, I guess, so when you're like in a rut or like feeling like you're not as inspired musically, is there anything that you do to kind of help maybe like get re-inspired or like re-excited about music when you're feeling that way?
I mean, for me, I play a lot of different instruments, so I try to like maybe move off the thing that like I'm feeling rutted out against, and then like
Yeah.
go and do something different. So like maybe I'm like feeling sort of burnt out on like playing flat picking guitar, and I'll like go learn a fiddle tune on piano, and it'll like give me new ideas about like harmonic movement and what have you. Or maybe I'm just like not really feeling inspired like playing drums, and then I'll like go play bass for a minute, and different rhythmic things will come to me, and then I'll go back to drums and be like, oh, that's what I should be doing.
Yeah, totally. Any other like tips that you have for yourself that you do?
I really like to go watch some of my favorite music videos, especially live music videos, and just feel how fun it is. And that usually makes me want to go pick up my guitar or try to sing something, and that makes me excited about music. Because sometimes, like you can get bogged down in the creation, especially as a content creator as well. Like you have to separate the playing from the creation, and that can be hard sometimes. It can burn you out. So you have to find ways to make it fresh and interesting.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit more about that. Like, trying to stay consistent, like making social media content and all that. And how's that been for you? And what's your process? Like, that's a lot to do, like frequently on top of being a student and trying to do the music thing.
Oh yeah. It's become a really big part of my life since that viral video of the national anthem. And I was always the kid who like hated social media. I was like, oh no, I'm never gonna get it. And then I was like, well, I kind of want to do some music stuff, somewhat professionally, so I have to start. And then from being the kid who was like, no, social media is bad for society, and then I've become really knowledgeable about it, and it's a very important thing to study in today's world for marketing, for everything. It's really cool. But I spend a lot of time for Joseph Henry stuff, and we've started doing it for Bless Your Heart now. We've been trying to stay consistent, but for Joseph Henry, I mean, I'll make batches of videos, try different things, always be on the trends, stuff like that.
Yeah. So like how many like hours a week do you think that you're dedicating to making like videos?
I mean, like a lot of my stuff's related also to the content. I would say probably like 10 to 15 a week.
Yeah. I mean, that's a big commitment. And is that across like all of your different projects or just like for your solo?
It's mostly for my solo at this
Yeah.
point. Because Bless Your Heart's still starting, and we just started the Instagram in January.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's cool though, because I've been able to apply that social media knowledge to internships and other positions at school.
Totally, yeah.
Which is cool.
So what are like some of like the biggest like things that you've learned from doing social media, and are there any like sort of like trends that you found, like content that resonates the most with your audience?
You know, comedy's always good. If there's one, like, there's a lot of life lessons you learn doing social media. I mean, people will be out to hate on you. I mean, you could do, you know, anything that you could do. You could cure cancer or something, and people would still find a way to hate. So it's been a great way of thickening up my skin, getting more used to, you know, hate comments. But it's good, because if you have haters, that means, you know, you're doing well.
Yeah.
So.
Totally. If someone's got an opinion. Well, yeah, that's super cool and impressive that you're able to balance, you know, all of these different things in your life. But we would love to hear your third song. So what will be your third one of the night?
So this is going to be our Bless Your Heart one, coming out this Friday.
Yay. Okay.
You know, Friday at 12 a.m., 777, I Feel Lucky Tonight, stylized like like a phone number. So it's very funny. So we've been making content about that for sure. But this is just a great song, just about feeling lucky in general. It's a fun song. This is the perfect blend of Nick's country influence on guitar and my like 80s chorus kind of
Sweet.
big vocals.
You'll hear it more on the actual recording. There's like some synth and big gated reverb drums. You know.
Oh, sweet. Yeah.
Good vibes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, everyone tune in once it's released.
Yep. Yep. All right, ready? 777, I feel lucky tonight. Slots lined up for me, alright. Walked right in, didn't call my bluff. Too many games, but it's never enough. Ooh, I feel lucky tonight. I like my chances, this spin feels right. I feel lucky tonight. I feel lucky tonight. I feel lucky tonight. 777, I've had too much fun. It's a full house, but you're the one. 4, 5, 6, I need a 7 and 8. Play the cards right, winning 7 hands straight. Ooh, I feel lucky tonight. I like my chances, this spin feels right. I feel lucky tonight. Feel lucky tonight. I feel lucky tonight.
777.
I feel lucky tonight.
Heck yeah. Sweet. So tell us a little bit more about what gigging has looked like for you. I know it might have been off air that you were saying that you're playing some shows like, at school and like the music scene. But yeah, what does that look like for you?
Yeah, so at Middlebury, we have this thing called WOMP. It's like Wednesday open mic nights. It's actually going on right now.
Oh, nice.
And it's a great way to get some practice on stage. And so we started with that just as a duo, and then further into Bless Your Heart stuff. And then there's some parties on campus, but right now we're trying to go out into Burlington.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, we've played in other bands together in like different capacities. Like I used to play drums in like an '80s cover band with him, and so like we would play.
Which is basically like Joseph Henry.
Yeah, pretty much like Joseph Henry, except you didn't play enough guitar.
I did. That's true.
But yeah, so we do like '80s cover gigs too. So like we're really really versatile in terms of like the types of situations we'll do. We'll also do like acoustic duos. I'll play mandolin or steel, and we can really cover a lot of ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're hoping to break into the Burlington scene a bit more. Any like venues here that you're like hoping to get into, maybe, if you know of any?
I mean, I've always loved Radio Bean.
Yeah.
I got buddies in the band Otter Creek, and they're
Yeah.
they're always out there playing.
Sweet.
I play bluegrass with their fiddle player all the time, and their guitar player Will is also a monster. So getting to play there someday would be sick. There's so many great places to play around here.
Yeah, we've been DMing the frats at UVM. So if you're at the social chair at a frat at UVM, check your DMs.
Let them in.
And so yeah, we're just trying to do that stuff, but also just on campus at Middlebury. Just there's a lot of places that do music. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
feel free to DM us either at Joseph Henry Official or Bless Your Heart
Yes.
Band. We're always available.
Totally.
We will miss class to come play for you.
And in terms of like the performances that you've had, are there any that are like specifically memorable to you that really like you feel like were special?
For sure. So with the first like Joseph Henry gig back in October, the one Nick was referring to, we played some Panama by Van Halen, Crazy Train by Ozzy Osbourne, and we rocked the house. It was like our first like real gig that Nick and I were playing together, and my friend Henry as well was on guitar, and it was so much fun. Like we rocked.
It was sweaty.
It was sweaty. I mean, it was yeah.
You were getting into it.
It was it was good. And then we just played a battle of the bands put on by our college's radio show, and that was fun. And that was with Bless Your Heart.
Yeah,
nice.
got to move around a lot on stage. We like to jump.
Yes.
Yeah.
With the coordinator jumps.
Yeah.
With our drummer, Quinn. And yeah. We like to do like the back-to-back stuff, like the dual guitar harmony stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how many bands were in Battle of the Bands? Are there like a lot of different bands at Middlebury?
Yeah, very big range. I would say we're probably like one of the only bands that are sort of in like the country or even like classic rock space. Like it's a
Okay.
very big like indie
Yeah.
scene, which is totally cool. I love indie rock, but we kind of do bring something unique to the scene.
Yeah.
I'd say there's probably like I don't know, seven bands.
777.
I feel lucky tonight.
It's become an inside joke. I'll like see him in the hallway and just scream 777.
Yeah.
That's great.
I might have to put it on our midterm.
Yeah.
Just secretly. But yeah, it's pretty cool scene. But we rock for sure there.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. That's great to hear. Well, we are coming down to kind of like the last couple minutes of the show. So you have one more song. So what is your finale?
So this is called Hot Fun Summer Days. I really like summer, if you guys couldn't tell. It's my favorite season.
Joseph hates the snow. He doesn't belong here.
I'm not a fan of the snow. At least I don't slip on it very frequently. But this one I released a while ago, 2022. I released like an album, like nothing really crazy, but I just wanted to put a bunch of songs out. And we'll do a very kind of a bluesy vibe here. Great, just fun little song.
Sweet.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3. We'd fly on down take me away. Take me back to my summer breaks when the sun stayed out past 9 p.m. Give me those fun summer days and take me away. Is there any more I gotta say? Everyone come back with me. Fun summer days, so take me away. Take me back to my summer breaks when the sun stayed out past 9 p.m. Give me those fun summer days. Fun summer days. Fun summer days.
Hot, fun summer days. Joseph Henry and Nick Brody. So we always like to give all of our musicians just the chance at the end of the show just to let everyone know how we best can support you. So the floor is yours to tell us how can we listen to your music, where can we follow you, and listen to you the best.
Yeah, so first and foremost, our music is out on all streaming platforms. Wherever you stream music, go listen. We have one song out right now, 6'3", as we mentioned before. And our song 777, I Feel Lucky Tonight.
This is under Bless Your
Friday.
Heart.
This is Bless Your Heart, yes. That's us too. And same with Joseph Henry, out everywhere. For both Joseph Henry and Bless Your Heart, please follow us on Instagram. That's where we do most of our content and send out most of our updates. And Joseph Henry also has a TikTok and YouTube. So yeah, my personal stuff there. I do a lot of different content stuff. That's really where I shine with my creativeness. So for both Joseph Henry and Bless Your Heart, please follow us on Instagram for sure.
Awesome. Well, thank you both so much for coming on the show. This has been super fun.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thanks. This is great. Great little venue.
Yeah, totally. And if you're in the Burlington scene, we'd love to come see some shows. I'm sure we could get some people from this crew, at least in this room, to come on out. We'd love to hear you.
Hell yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. But everyone listening, thanks so much for tuning in tonight. This has been Rocket Shop Radio Hour. I'm your host, Abby BK. And next week we have Rick Poliri in the studio. So make sure to tune in next week as well. But as for now, this has been Rocket Shop, and we hope you have a wonderful day or night. We'll see you next time.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you guys so much.
That was really fun.
Sick.
That was cool. Even